Welcome to the Mosh Pit, your home for unsigned punk, rock, and metal artists, where your music goes to be heard. Welcome to the Mosh Pit.
Mr. King.
And Wes. We know it's been quiet for a little while. Been fighting my own personal demons. Now I'm getting my head back in the game.
We back on the scene.
Let's do this. So we're going to kick the show off tonight with Faithhead. This is Mindless Automatons. Automatons?
Every day, and it's just like any other. You long for a change or just a splash of color. Your days seem black and white as you repeat the same routine. Less like you've built an altar and sacrifice your dreams. Time runs so slow, like a jar of cold molasses. So hard to see the truth in these monochrome glasses. The grass is always greener in someone else's pasture. From your perspective, the fields are full of laughter. Mindless, automatons. Wake up before you're dead and gone. Everybody's happy, everybody's richer. Nothing could be further from the truth. How many likes in your birthday suit? Social media paints the picture. Everybody's sexy, everybody's filtered. Nothing could be further from the truth. Digital dopamine to kill your blues. Identity like a fast spreading cancer. Stop trying to fit into their mediocre mode. Oh, one day you will wake up and find your forehead zone. The only path to freedom is through the Heavenly Father. In your vast desert wasteland is a cool drink of water. Everybody's happy, everybody's richer. Nothing could be further from the truth. How many likes in your birthday suit? Social media paints the picture. Everybody's sexy, everybody's filtered. Nothing could be further from the truth. Digital dopamine to kill your blues.
Do it.
So here's a horrible segue. You think we went to the moon?
I don't know, man. I'm on the fence on it because I've seen things where I think, yeah, maybe we did, and I've seen things that say, hell no, we didn't. So here's my thing. I know this. There's a radiation belt around the Earth, right? What is it, 3 miles thick or some shit like that?
Yeah, something like that.
And they're saying that film at that time, there's no way it could have made it through that radiation without it destroying the film. And NASA has actually came out and said now that, yeah, they went to the moon, but all the film was destroyed coming back, and that's why they had to fake all the footage. Okay, that's their explanation for. I know you've seen all the thing where people are debunking the footage and the pictures. And, well, NASA's explaining that now as the radiation belt destroyed all the film coming back, so they had to fake a bunch of shit.
So basically,
So
they
you
had
buy
to
that?
redo it.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
PR, you know.
I mean, I can understand why they would have faked it anyway if they did.
Yeah, because of the
Russians.
yeah.
You know, America
Space
can't be
race.
America can't be the last ones in space.
But I've also seen things that say that same radiation belt would kill a human being with the technology that they had back then.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know if we've been to the moon or not, but evidence kind of points to the fact that we didn't have the technology to go then, and maybe don't have it now. Because Elon Musk is trying to go to the moon now, right?
I thought he was trying to go to Mars.
Well, he's really trying to go to Mars, but he's talking about having shuttles to the moon. I mean, you know, Elon Musk, he's far out, man.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. He kind of acts like the technology ain't there now, so that kind of tells you, was it there in the 60s? I mean, and some of that shit looks like bubblegum and aluminum foil, man, you know?
What do you say? They MacGyvered their way up there?
I mean, that's what it looks like. I mean, if you look at some of that shit now, I mean, back then it looked space age, but now it looks like some shit you would build in your backyard, you know?
Right. Well, you know, they've, who was that? The astronaut that they killed, that they blew up, supposedly. Because he was one of those kind of question the authority kind of guys.
Yeah.
And they're saying that the reason that they got rid of him was because he would have blown the cover on the whole space trip.
Right.
I mean, you know, who do you believe? But I just thought it was kind of a cool topic to discuss today.
It is a cool topic.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about conspiracies.
Well, there's a lot of tapes that got destroyed. Why would you destroy the tapes of something that's that big in the history of America? And NASA admits that those tapes got destroyed accidentally.
Accidentally,
But
yeah,
how
I
do
know
you
they.
accidentally destroy something that important?
Yeah, they tried to blame Gus Grissom for the Apollo 1. Tried to say that it was his fault that the mission never happened.
Yeah.
And the space capsule blew up and he burned to death along with 2 other guys. And basically they treated it like a cover-up because they were afraid that he was going to be the one to squeal and say, you know, we never made it to the moon, we never did this, we never did that. So that's one of the conspiracies, that they pretty much got rid of him to keep him quiet.
Well, a lot of the blueprints and design and development drawings and stuff are missing from Apollo 11, they say. Accidentally got destroyed again. You know, I don't know, man. There's evidence that says we didn't. I mean, you know, what evidence do you have that we did besides the footage that NASA has come out and said a lot of that's not real because it got destroyed coming back?
Right.
So, I don't know, man.
I don't know. You think Stanley Kubrick probably filmed it?
Well, I mean, A Space Odyssey, he's got some good looking stuff in that movie. It came out, what was it, right before?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you were going to get somebody to fake something like that, that would be the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I don't know. Something to think
It's
about.
interesting.
Yeah. Let's wanna play another song?
Yes, sir. Here's Cascading Into the Mirror. Well, getting back to the technology aspect, you know, you got to think Russia was so far ahead of us at the time. They never even landed on the moon, but they had all the major milestones at the time.
Right. You know, I mean, when they launched Sputnik and scared the hell out of America here.
Yeah, and Sputnik 2, the first living thing in space.
Right.
And they had the first man in space,
Yep.
Yuri Gagarin.
Yep. So, I mean, you know, maybe we have been there.
Well, they were that far ahead of us. They beat us to every milestone, and then all of a sudden they didn't have the technology to even go and land on the moon, and they still haven't. That kind of makes you think, was it bullshit? Was it real? Was it a, you know, a way to get the American people fired up?
Could have been. I mean, that's the way our government works.
Yeah.
You know, they stage certain things to basically be able to implement their own ideas.
Yep.
So, do you think if we made it up there, do you think we'd run into aliens?
I think there's aliens. I mean, I think that there's a possibility there's aliens. I don't see why not. I mean, the universe is vast, man, and there's so many different galaxies and shit. I mean, there's bound to be something out there. I mean, we already know there's Earth-like planets, whatever you want to call them, habitable planets with a sun and water, and I mean, life. You know, life can survive on different planets out there. We already know that. So, how egotistical do you got to be to think that
we're alone?
we're it?
Yeah. I don't know, man. You know, that's always been one of those weird questions. Like, I can see, you know, it's kind of like the same thing with ghosts. I know people believe in them. I've never personally seen one, but I know people who have seen them.
Well, that if you're talking about ghosts, I mean,
My bad, I jumped subjects
well,
there.
either way, I mean, we're energy. You're talking about the possibilities of things existing outside of what we consider reality. Well, if we're all energy, how come we couldn't leave behind an energy, you know, trace or whatever? I think that's possible. But on the aliens thing, I've heard theories that, you know, you say a living being couldn't survive the distance of travel in space as far as you would have to go and how fast you would have to go. But I've heard people theorize that what actually would come to Earth as a UFO or whatever would actually be like a robot, like an artificial intelligence, like a drone, so to speak, a robotic controlled drone. What do you think about that theory?
I mean, that's a good theory.
Actually not a living being, but controlled. They're controlled from...
Right, basically just a camera.
Or
To see.
something to that effect, yeah.
To see exactly what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not possible. 'Cause I'm never been out there.
Right, and there's no telling, man. There's so much that we...
I mean, think about this.
It's mind-blowing, really.
Think about this, even with the aliens, you know, even here on Earth, you know, the sea creatures that haven't even been discovered because they're so deep.
Yeah, what is it? We haven't even explored 80% of the ocean.
Yeah,
We've
something
only
like that.
explored like 20% of the ocean.
Right. And there are things down there that we don't know what is. So imagine what's out there.
Right. Well, there's still tribes, there's still people on this planet that have not seen modern technology. They know nothing about it, you know. There's an island off India that nobody's ever landed there. They've killed anybody that's ever tried to land there to the point where India made it illegal to go to that island, and they created like a sanctuary there.
Sadly,
Almost like what we would say a national park, but you're not allowed to go there, you know.
That's
pretty
actually
cool.
Kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool as hell. But those motherfuckers are killing anybody that even tries to land there, so they were like, you know, we might as well just leave them the hell alone.
Build a wall.
So they're still living in Stone Age, you know, they're still living very primitive. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
We're all over the place today, people, but hey.
Yeah,
it's
this is just one of those shows.
It's interesting.
And
just like the rainforest in South America, man, there's tribes in there that have never come across, you know, modern technology, or they'll kill you if you come near them, basically. I think they're on to something.
Leave us alone, we leave you alone.
Let's play some music. Revolution with Visions.
Fight for what you believe. We'll never compromise. Stand up now and fight. Fight for what they have taken from me. Try to label me insane. Lock him up and throw away the key. I'll never turn my back on you. Everything else is insignificant. I'll never turn my back on you. Everything else is insignificant. You can't touch my dignity. I've been running through these paper years. Fear is not an option. Here we die for what we believe. Try label me insane. Lock him up and throw away the key. I'll never turn my back on you. Everything else is insignificant. I'll never turn my back on you. Everything else is insignificant. Fight! What are you gonna do? Fight! What are you gonna say? Fight for what you believe. Go to the streets and die. What are you gonna do? Fight! What are you gonna say? Fight for what you believe. Go to the streets and die. Yeah, the street. Take over the city. Take push me against the wall. See if I'll break. Soon as I begin to fall, something inside goes on. No more deception. No more pretentious lies. No more acceptance. You're already fucking dead. This is my vision. You can't be on this. This is my vision. I'm screaming in your face. This is my vision!
Alright, so we've been in space for a little while. Let's bring it back to our atmosphere. What do you think about the weather and earthquake control projects where the government does basically chemtrails and controls what kind of weather we're going to have?
Well, I mean, people really already know that you can seed clouds and shit like that, so there's no doubt that the government's doing fucking something. I mean, there is cloud seeding, man, you know?
Yeah, but do you believe they have the power to create a tornado, hurricane, all that fun stuff?
Yeah, I think probably so, man. I mean, think about it. There's a lot of things you can do if you understand how nature works in the first place. Cold meeting warm air. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see why they couldn't do a little bit of that.
It's kind of interesting to think about.
Well, I mean, if you can control radio waves and sonic waves, I mean, you could probably create an earthquake. Or, I mean, how hard would it be to create a tsunami?
I mean, I don't know.
A big enough explosion would probably create a tsunami
Yeah.
in the deep ocean.
Well, when when the earthquakes happen, those usually are followed by a massive tsunami. So
Yep.
a big enough, maybe a nuclear bomb in the ocean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Some kind of explosion like that. Or an explosion on the plates could probably do that if you could cause them to move without them doing it on their own somehow.
But
I don't see why they couldn't
yeah,
if they wanted to.
if they
Whether
wanted-
they do or not, I think they could very well control the weather and earthquakes and tsunamis. As far as creating a hurricane and shit like that, that's kind of getting far out.
yeah.
But I believe they have the technology to do certain things. Yeah, whether they do it or not, I don't see how they. How does the government benefit from fucking up the weather? Is the only thing that I say.
Well, I mean, if they do it over largely populated areas, they can get rid of that
If
population.
you're trying to kill people, yeah, but
Well, that's
that
what.
only works on the coast
But that's what our government
as far
does.
as tsunamis go. I mean,
That's what I-
earthquakes.
That's what the whole thing's about. We're overpopulated. You got to get rid of people somehow.
But most of these earthquakes are happening in third world countries. What's the benefit of killing a bunch of poor people?
You got to test it somewhere.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
I mean, when they started cloning sheep, they didn't start cloning humans right after. They did sheep first.
Yeah.
You got to test it on the lower
They say
species.
China is right on that cloning a human thing. 'Cause
I
they do
wouldn't
what
doubt
the
it.
fuck they want.
I wouldn't doubt it. But why do they need to clone people? They got enough.
They got enough people, but if they could clone a super soldier, is what the point is with China doing it.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I
What
mean,
about flat Earth, man? Are you into that?
no.
Well,
Do you believe a nuclear bomb would destroy the flat Earth? Like break it in half, and there'd be like two
no,
halves.
I don't believe the Earth is flat, but I mean, there's a lot of motherfuckers out there right now that do. But
know.
how can you think? They think. I think the big thing of that is they think the Earth is like a snow globe. But how the fuck would that work? Like a dome, like under the dome, Stephen King type of shit.
Like
They say there's a barrier around it, an ice wall. Yeah, and that space isn't real. These dude, man, these fucking people are far out with this shit, man.
I guess conspiracy theories are just, I mean, whatever you want to. What is it? They also believe that we're still the center of the Earth, not that we are the universe. Yeah, we never were.
That
But,
flat earthers believe that. Yeah.
yeah.
They also believe that NASA is the New World Order, and that they're lying to us all.
Yeah.
Look, man, there's a satellite that takes a picture of the Earth every 10 seconds that shows it from every view. The Earth is not round, but
It's an oval.
Yeah, it's
Kind
it's
of an
ovular.
egg shaped, yeah.
Yeah, it's ovular,
Yeah.
So you got to really be looking for some shit to be
And they
into
and
to,
they
to,
have
to
a
dig the
lot.
flat Earth theory.
They
man.
have a lot of followers.
Well, a lot of young people are following that shit.
Yeah.
They just want to believe anything anti-government, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the monetary gain NASA would have for lying about the Earth being round. Like that's what I don't get about people believing in shit like that. Like if there was something to gain from it, I could see, where you would think there was a conspiracy there. But there's really nothing to gain from saying the Earth is flat. I'm not saying NASA tells the truth either, because it was like we were talking about the moon landing. That's a sketchy subject, and there's no way to prove whether we did or we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can see NASA had a reason for that shit.
Right. We had to be in space
But
before.
for the flat Earth thing, nah, I don't get it, man. I think it's fucking lunacy. I think you're really, really looking for something you got to really be digging to believe that shit.
Yeah, they're saying like the idea of a spinning globe is only a conspiracy of error that Moses, Columbus, and FDR all fought.
Okay, well, what the hell is gravity then if the Earth's not round and spinning through space?
Gravity's just your imagination.
Yeah. What about fluoride?
What about fluoride?
Do you believe that fluoride is a poison? I do.
Do I believe that it's a poison, or do I believe that they're using fluoride in the water to control the masses?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Fluoride's a poison, number
There's
one.
a possibility.
It's a derivative of making aluminum, okay?
Yeah.
The thing with the mind controlling fluoride is that your pineal gland is your third eye. I think that's how you say it. I probably mispronounced it, but that's your third eye, right?
Right.
Well, fluoride calcifies that in your brain, which is your free thinking. It's your third eye. It's what, keeps you open-minded or whatever, theoretically. So, yeah, if that's what fluoride does, then it is a way to control people's minds. In a way.
I mean, you see how many people follow everything blindly, and not just the government, not just anything, really.
Well, that goes along with the MK Ultra mind control shit. That's something that they say the government does, and they say that what is it that's fixing to happen? 5G. They say that's going to be at a level that they can control your mind. What do you think about that? There's another conspiracy theory. It's 4G now, 5G. It supposedly gets to a wave where it can control they can use it to do mind control. Theoretically is what people say. That's the conspiracy theory. Like with fluoride, basically. But
well, I can say this. Everybody who, they talk about all this, but they're the first ones to go out and buy the new phones and new stuff.
Well, think about it like this. This is a scientific fact. Vibration and frequency do control our emotions as humans.
Oh, yeah.
Like we've talked about this on a previous podcast. Hitler used it to rile people up at his, speeches and stuff. So, I mean, that's a scientific fact that vibration and frequency can control our emotions. So, why couldn't they control your mind with, radio waves or, cell phones, 5G? I'm not a scientist. I don't know the perfect terms.
I mean, it's not far out there. I mean, look, Hitler won popular vote.
Yeah, I mean, I think mind control's real. I think there's subliminals in TV commercials. I think if you're a sheep, if you watch TV all the time, you're probably catching subliminals from something. Okay? And most of the people out there probably ain't going to like me saying this, but most people are sheep, and they'll go right along with what everybody else says. And I think, whether you think it's a conspiracy or not, my teeth ain't rotting out, and I haven't used fluoride in years, all right?
Right.
I have 0 water filters that filter out fluoride. I use non-fluoride toothpaste, and my teeth are fine. So you brush your teeth every day.
Yeah. You're
good to go. So what the fuck do you need to fluoride the water for, man? And what does it matter if the masses' teeth fall out? It's a ridiculous notion to me that the fluoridation of the water to keep America's teeth from falling out is fucking ridiculous. So why are you doing it?
Well, have you know that America is really one of the only countries that really worry about our appearance like that?
Yeah, but the government spending that amount of money to put fluoride in the water to keep your teeth in your mouth? What the fuck? It's kind of like, you got to think about it like that, man.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a waste of goddamn money. Because if you're not going to brush your fucking teeth, all the fluoride in the world ain't going to keep your teeth from falling out.
No, not even a little bit.
I don't want my kids having fluoride. I can tell you that. I believe that fluoride is a poison because that's a scientific fact. Google it. I mean, we can Google it, but, it all depends on what kind of mind you have. Some people don't care. They'll follow whatever. They're sheep.
Yep.
That's where conspiracy theories come from.
That's why there's so many out there. Well, this next one's not a conspiracy. This is the hanging tree from Pub to the Graveyard.
Smell of death, the cold air and whiskey on my breath. Dirt littered with the dry dead leaves falling from the hanging. The hanging tree it hunts for me, rooted deeply, spreading seeds through the ground. It speaks in curses, it makes my mind like Bible verses. To the hanging tree I always succumb. Branch by branch I know what's to come. The light of the moon has made me so numb. I tied in the rope and jump to freedom. As the time crawls by, new ones fall, old ones fall, and all reborn. The hanging tree, can't you see? It So sad my throat as I fall from the heat. Falling from the heat tree. Falling from the heat tree. The heat tree that haunts both me. Rooted deeply, spreading seeds. Through the ground it speaks, it bursts and fix my mind like Bible curses. Through the hanging tree I know it's to come. Branch by branch I know what's to come. The light of the moon has made me so numb. I tied in the rope and jumped to freedom. Are you a star on the Hollywood Boulevard or a star on the Sunset Strip? Uber riding pills, sniffing suicidal, dancing piece of red as you scratch your itch. Chipping stones, fix your nose. Don't be tossing rocks from your glass home. The baby cries, at least your mama tried, while daddy serves his mandatory dime. Americoma, what's the problem? Patriotic carcinoma. Brother killed brother, it was nice to know ya. Americoma, what's the problem? Patriotic carcinoma. Brother killed brother, it was nice to know ya. California burns as the world turns. PTSD with an AR-15. Lowering the flag is becoming quite routine. NYC was a place to be. Then they cleaned the streets while the bigger rats felt clean. Then moved in a bigger disease as corporation monopolized American dream. Americoma, what's the problem? Patriotic carcinoma. Brother killed brother, it was nice to know ya. Americoma, what's the problem? Patriotic carcinoma. Brother killed brother, it was nice to know ya. Americoma, what's the problem? Patriotic carcinoma. Brother killed brother, it was nice to know ya. Americoma, what's the problem? Patriotic carcinoma. Brother killed brother, it was nice to know ya. We're living in Americoma. 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 We're living in Americoma.
And that was Demon Scar with Americoma. And we're back.
We're back. And, you know, talking about fluoride, there's also the conspiracy theories. Of course, not really a conspiracy theory anymore, with the food colors.
Oh, man, there's all kind of evidence saying, man, food coloring is fucking horrible. And Easter was just over, and probably fucking millions of people out there ingested dyes that'll kill them just on that one day, not to mention the candy and shit. I mean, since the 70s, it's been proven that, like, what is it, yellow 5 is associated with hyperactivity and behavior changes.
Is it yellow 5? I thought it was red 5.
Well,
I think
what I'm seeing is yellow 5.
Hmm.
But it's also a scientifically proven fact that, all right, take blue 2 and 3 have been known to increase tumor growth. All right. And red 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6 also contain like benzidine, a known carcinogen. So when you're dealing with food color, you got to look at the FDA as a governmentally controlled institute, right? So you're sitting there the government is sitting there knowingly letting companies put these food colorings in candy. And who eats candy, man?
Children.
Exactly. Knowing that they have known carcinogens in them, behavior, chemicals that cause behavior,
Well,
changes, however you want to word it.
I mean, you got to think the government doesn't really give a shit about us at all.
I mean,
look at
controlling us is all they care about.
But yeah, well, look at all the things that they release, all the drugs and stuff that they release for human consumption, and then it's like 6 months down the road, if you've taken this, you may be entitled to a cash action lawsuit.
Well, in saying this, and I catch a lot of shit for this personally, like organic food, non-GMO stuff.
Yeah.
You got to think, man. I don't know how other people feel about it, but I have children, and it's not necessarily for me because I'm old enough that I've destroyed my body enough in time. But I care about my kids and what they put into their bodies. Mm-hmm. So whether there's truth to this or not, it gives me peace of mind. Which those are scientific studies that have proven that these food colorings are bad for you. You know, whether or not how high the consumption rate has to be or whatever, is not known, but people give me shit about eating organic food and stuff. But look, man, it only costs a little bit more, and it gives me a little bit peace of mind. At least I know that they're not getting a lot of these dyes and stuff like that, artificial sweeteners.
So you're not letting your kids drink Mountain Dew?
I mean, I'm not gonna make their life miserable. Yeah, occasionally they get ice cream, and occasionally they get candy. But for the most part, I've always heard 80-20 on health and eating healthy. So I try to stick to that with them. It's what you do consistently. No, they don't drink soda all day. Rarely do they drink a soda, and that's the truth.
Right.
But I mean, we do make this Kool-Aid with stevia, and stevia is a good thing, man. It's an artificial. It's not an artificial sweetener. It's a 0-calorie sweetener, but it's natural. It's all natural.
Right.
So man, I care about stuff like that. But
well, see, here's the thing. Look, I'm a dew drinker. I always have been.
Yeah.
Well,
I drink beer, man. So
yeah.
What am I gonna say?
Well, here's the thing. This ain't a conspiracy. This is actual fact. Brominated vegetable oil. If you look that up, that is some scary shit.
Yeah, any vegetable oil outside of olive oil and coconut oil is pure shit for your body.
Well, look,
destroys your system.
Look, BVM or BVO has actually been banned in Europe and Japan, but North America drinks contain it, and it's kind of scary. I don't really want to get into it here, but if you read some of it, you'll be like, ooh, you drink that?
Brother, there is a book of shit that Europe has banned that the United States allows in our food. I mean, a book of shit.
Which is honestly weird if you think about it, because the Kinder balls, the chocolate.
They're banned here.
The chocolate.
They're banned in Europe.
No.
Are they banned here?
They're banned here.
Yeah. The toy? Is it for the toys?
Yeah. Only because there's a toy in the middle of it.
Yeah. Which is kind of sketchy if you think about it. Like, you go to take a bite of something, and it's kind of a fucked up idea. Who was the marketer that came up with that?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, it's bigger than a gumball, so you're not just going to shove the thing in your mouth. You're going to, bite into it.
Well, it's not, okay, like, you were talking about the oils, right?
Yeah.
Well, take GMOs, genetically modified stuff.
Right.
You can think that doesn't fuck you up if you want to, but if corn is genetically modified to kill insects when it bites it, what's the fuck is it doing to you, man?
Oh,
I mean, that's a layman way to look at it, right? But, if you think about it,
yeah.
Damn.
Well, look at
you wouldn't drink a pesticide.
Look at all the hormones that they're pumping into foods nowadays anyway.
Oh, exactly.
All you got to do is look at chickens.
Well, I went with totally grass-fed beef. That's all I'll eat now. As far as what I make my kids at home when I cook at home, grass-fed beef.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I'm almost tired of beef.
I love that shit. I can't let it go. I eat a steak a week,
But I'll tell you what is better meat, and it's honestly maybe it's just a preference, but deer meat.
Oh yeah, any venison,
steak?
man.
Oh my
hell
God.
Yeah, dude. I'm a deer hunter, and I love deer meat. I eat it to a point where it doesn't last in my freezer very long.
Yeah.
And I wish that I could only eat venison that I killed. I just don't have the means to do that much hunting. But I totally agree with you there, man.
If you ever get the chance, do deer meat spaghetti.
Oh, I have a million times.
Man,
I've made a million deer meat tacos, a million pots of chili with deer meat. Dude, I've killed hundreds of deer in my life and ate them. So
call me crazy, but deer
I
meat.
process my own deer too.
Yeah, deer meat spaghetti with Alfredo instead of regular tomato sauce.
Hell yeah. Anything that you make with venison is going to be 100 times better than anything you buy in a store.
Well, not to
bison
mention,
meat's good. Have you ate bison?
I haven't.
It's good. It's like deer. It's like deer meat. It's like venison. I mean, I've ate mule deer, elk, bear. It's all good, man.
I've had boar. My brother's killed a couple boars.
See, now I haven't had any wild pig though, and I would like to. But they say, man, if you don't prepare it right,
you
can mess it up. You know? But yeah, I love venison, man. I think that's the only way you could truly get like an organic meat and know that it's not been through some bullshit or had some bullshit added or hormones injected into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Is venison. And I honestly would like to. My goal is to have enough land where I can have a huge garden and grow my own food and put it up and have it and kind of try to sustain my family off of our property. That's my goal. Is because of that shit.
That's cool.
Because the government doesn't care. I mean, when Europe is banning all these substances and the United States is allowing it, that should tell you something.
Well, I mean, look at peanut butter. Any canned foods, they're allowed to have so much, allowed to have so many outside things in them.
Exactly.
Rat hair,
Uh-huh.
maggots,
And a lot of people don't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's impossible to eliminate that.
Right. I think peanut butter is like, what is it, something like 15%?
Well, it's like they take the good stuff out of food and replace it with shit.
Yeah.
Like they take the peanut oil out of a lot of peanut butters and put what is it that you were talking about, the vegetable oils and shit, the bad oil, and they put that shit in there because it makes it last longer.
Right.
For preservative reasons. Well, and nitrates and nitrites in meat, fucking do not eat that shit. It is horrible.
Uh-huh.
It's as bad as any food coloring ever could be.
Oh, yeah.
That shit is fucking bad, man. Like, I go with the natural bacon and shit without the nitrates and the nitrites because when you put that kind of preservative in something and it lasts 10 years, that's bad. There's something fucking wrong there, man. In my opinion.
Yeah,
my opinion, definitely. Right?
Well, I mean, again, look at, you can look at even just our generation growing up. I mean, up until like what, the mid-90s, the girls had the flat butts. Didn't develop till around puberty. Dude, I was in... Man,
and you can't help but... I mean, a lot of people say that, and it's true. I mean, kids are bigger faster now.
Yeah. Dude, I guess it was first or second grade. There were a couple girls that were already like double D's.
Well,
I'm going, wait a second.
and my kid's height is right on with everything, but their weight's a little under, and I try to tell the doctor, look, my kids eat healthy. They're not going to be in your spectrum as far as...
Oh, that spectrum's skewed
you can't
anyway.
take 100 kids and 50 of them be overweight and say that's the...
Right.
That's the spectrum because it's not. And
well, I mean, it's so skewed anyway because if you look at it, I'm underweight. I'm 6 foot. I'm 145, 150 pounds. I'm supposed to weigh, I don't know, like 175 or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm right around what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, see? But, different body types.
But if you took a bodybuilder, they would be considered obese by a doctor when they're like 3% body fat. So,
right.
I mean, you can't go by that.
No, I don't even. Music?
Music. Aaron Scott, Earthquake.
The song's called Rager.
Oh, the name of the band's Aaron Scott, Earthquake. See, I don't hear. You probably need to do those.
Let me try that again. This is Aaron Scott, Earthquake with Rager.
There you go. That's my man.
Got the priest stepping on the gas. My buddy Jack into it, Jimmy Bingo.
something that's not a conspiracy.
It's
My
the
head.
new building.
That's right. Soon we will be in our own little space.
I can't wait, man.
We're gonna be able to do a lot. I keep saying this. We're gonna be able to do a lot of awesome things. We really are this time. We're gonna have a space where the bands, you guys, y'all can come out, hang out with us. We're gonna have a grill around back. We'll do some cookouts. We'll do some interviews. We'll play a little music. We'll just talk and just bullshit with you guys.
It's gonna be so professional.
Cause right now we're in the studio at our house and at my house, and it's James can tell you there's not a lot of room.
I mean, it's awesome for what it is, though, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, but it's going to be nice to have a separate space. That way that
it'll be a lot more professional, a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, because right now you guys really don't know our setup, and it works, but man, we got to do something.
Yeah, it'll be a lot more professional and comfortable, like I said, laid back.
Yeah, more
fun.
We're going to have some really fun stuff to do, and you guys are all welcome to come hang out with us in the studio, do some interviews. I've already said that.
Hopefully we'll progress and get bigger, and it'll help us, get more shit out there.
I think having a place where the bands will feel comfortable coming, because I realize, look, it's a double-edged sword. Nobody wants to go to some strange dude's house. And really, I don't want you strange fuckers over here. So. That's right. So I'm just being honest with you guys. I like y'all from a distance.
Yeah, from a distance.
Anyway, we're going to play 2 more songs. We're going to get out of here.
Here's The Keepsake with Ghosts. Good job, man.
Did you like that?
I did.
arms around her line. Happy faces all the time. She thought that they would be nice, but the evil truth claims the mind. There's nobody who can be trusted. No one, and soon her word will be crossed. My body's aching and the mind's breaking. Evil thoughts growing in my
And that was Fireproofing with Shame. We're going to get out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Yeah, that's right. 2 shows back to back.
Later.
Deuces.
Ah!